Yeah, she everything I love. She from I don't know. She wears some color. Please take a touch. Will you say, the girl will you come my way? What you do? I must get through. Girl, roll up now, you show me that wine. Along girl, don't be shy. Hello,
Hello,
hello, hello,
hello, hello, hello, hello, hello, hello, hello.
blow my mind. Hold me tight and bring down. Hello, hello, hello.
All right, all right, all
Yeah.
right. This is the Positive Forces Show, always giving you more, sending you positive vibes.
to change your
I'm
lives.
your host, Kimone Hall.
And I'm your co-host, Yola, Yoli.
In the house,
Yes.
Yola, how are
I'm
you?
good. I'm good, good, good. How are you, Kimmy Kim?
Okay, I'm good. I'm doing well, thank you.
How's the week?
The week was good, actually, even though I was
Awesome.
at work.
Yeah.
The kids have returned,
Mm-hmm.
but I had a good week. The kids are literally trying their best to just do well and stay out of trouble.
I like it. That's
Yeah,
what they
so
should be doing.
yeah,
So that's a good thing.
yeah, but because it's so hard for them sometimes,
Yeah.
especially with peer pressure and the things that they're going through. But they're literally trying, and they many of them told me, "I'm gonna have a good year this year. I want to do well." I was just like, "Yes, I'm excited for
I love
you."
it.
So, it turned out on a positive note for the week. So, just had a little hiccup. It was a small hiccup,
Mm-hmm.
but
And you got through it?
the kid got through it, and that was it.
Awesome.
Yeah, but other than that, it was a good week. How was yours?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah,
Micah's back in school. He started
right.
on Wednesday, first
Hmm.
week back, and no homework. So that's nice.
Hey, hey, hey. Good.
But when he got to school and he saw his teacher, he was so super excited. And her
Oh.
next sentence was, "It's gonna be a lot of work," because he was like, "Oh, I'm excited for third grade," and he said, "Oh, it's gonna be a lot of work." So yeah, that it was a good week.
Mm.
But I could complain about
Mm-hmm.
something, but I don't see the point in it. So
Okay. Okay.
because it's
All right.
Saturday and I made it.
Okay. Okay. Good enough. My son went back to school as well too,
Yes, yes, he
and he
did.
actually likes it. He's doing a dual enrollment
Mm,
this year, and his focus is aviation.
yeah,
So he's going to the aviation high school as well too. So he's enjoying his time. So pray that
love it.
this year is going to be a good year for everyone.
Hmm.
I want to start out with prayer.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for bringing us here on the Positive Forces Show. Bless us, Lord. Make our tongues responsible. Bless our listeners and especially bless all the kids that have gone back to school this week. I'm
Mhm.
thinking probably all of them are back in school. Lord, I ask that you protect them when they're going through the halls, protect them as they enter the school and exit the school, protect them when they're having their rides in the bus or the parents to school and back. Bless the parents, Lord, to give them strength to get through this school year and remind us, Lord, that you are always here for us. I pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Flyer page is on. You know
Ooh,
who that is?
yes, Malik Yoba. Hi, Malik. Nice to see you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thanks for joining us, each and every one. You choose Radio Family and Reggae Global Family. Want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Facebook family, YouTube family, friends and family all over. Big up yourself. We're gonna have a Yoli start of the day, and then we're gonna go into a relationship segment. Why relationships are struggling. So we're gonna talk about that today.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Yoli
Yep.
start.
So my thought for today is about releasing
Mm,
and having the ability or discernment to know when you should let go of something.
mm.
So the thing that I'm trying to let go, because I just love sharing with you guys, it's almost like therapy. But what I have been getting
Mm-hmm.
signs of what I should release is my
Okay.
2007 Jeep Liberty. Now, let me tell you,
Really?
yes, my
Okay.
vehicle is 18 years old and
Mm,
it has really served me well.
mm,
18 years, 212 plus miles, and it's still going. But lately, I have been having a little bit of trouble with it. But
okay.
I swear she loves me and I love her. And it has been really hard for me to get into that headspace headspace of opening my hands and releasing this vehicle because it's been so good to me. I haven't had a lot of work done or spent a whole lot of money on it. And when I tell people that my Liberty is 18 years old with 212 plus miles, they cannot believe it. And I think
Yeah.
part of it is that, there have been some moments when I have, taken good care of her and other moments not, but still she just keeps ticking like the Energizer Bunny. So my thought of today is, do an inventory of things that you need to release. Open your hands and let go of, because there are some things
Mm,
that we hold so tightly out of fear or just planning. Take a mental inventory, take a spiritual inventory, take a physical inventory. What are the physical things that you have in your life around you? We have so many material things that it's time to let go of. It could be something like decluttering and
mm,
getting rid of, some old pots that are nonstick but scratched up. And you got them from somewhere. They hold some type of
true,
sentimental value, but
true,
it's time to let them go
true.
because the scratches are now leaching chemicals into your food that is not good for you, right? So that is not good for you,
Mm,
right?
true that.
So, and then spiritually, learn to open your hands. Losing the ability to figure it out. And reality, it's something that you could put on the altar for him to take and not take it back. Because he asks us all the time to give us our cares and worries and let him take care of it. But we're so, into this, I can do it myself, and this individual kind of I can do it myself, that I don't need him to do it. Learn to release that and not take it back. And
That's
then,
good.
mentally learn how to release some probably not that great thoughts about yourself or your past and things that you have gone through. It's time to release those things so that we can move forward, so that we can grow, so that we can be that better person that we're all trying to strive to be and talk about. Let's actually open our hands and release some of those things. So that's my thought. So in the coming week, guys, do a mental inventory, do a spiritual inventory, do a physical inventory, and learn to open your hands and release some things that need to be released.
Mm, that's good.
Thank you.
I like that. I have some clothes I want to release, and I just
Me too,
I
girl.
can't release it. It's just
I
like
got clothes to
I might be
release.
able to fit into it one day. I might be able
No.
to. It's gonna
Mm-mm.
look good if I pair it with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We tend to hold on to things. Yeah.
Another thing is that, when we lack the ability to release, we lack the ability to get new things into our life.
Of course, that's good.
So release.
Release, guys.
The word of the week is release.
Yes, release. You have been charged to release this year.
Let's go.
All right, Yola, Yoli. Very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well,
All right, guys, that was our Yoli start segment for the day. And then we're going to jump into our shout outs. Let's do a little bit of shout outs. And then we're
yes.
going to go into our relationship segment.
Shout out to Flyer Page, also known as to me, Malik
Yes, sir.
Yoba.
Yes,
Shout out to
sir.
you.
Shout out. Big up yourself,
Hey
man.
to you too. Hey, gentlemen. This is specifically for you. And shout out to Pamela Forbes.
Hey, Mama
Thanks
P.
for joining us, lady.
Yes.
Good afternoon, and love to you too on the Positive Forces show.
Love
My partner,
you.
I know she's gonna join us eventually.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Claudette Bromfield.
Claudette Bromfield. Shout out to
Mhm.
Dewan Bland, our
Yes,
in-house therapist.
yes, yes.
And any shout outs for you?
Veronica Ellis, my
Yes,
mom.
my
Shout out
mommy
to
too.
you. Yes, yes. Our mom.
Our mom.
She's definitely going to be listening later. And Julie Bailey, love your auntie. Big up yourself. All right. So
Oh, shout out to You Choose Radio.
you choose
Said
radio.
hi.
Yeah, I was responding
Oh,
to
okay.
fire. Yes,
Sorry. My
But
bad.
you choose radio family. Big up yourself enough times, every time. You already know. Yeah, done. No. All right. So relationships are going in. Have a lot of struggles,
Yeah.
right? And then a lot of times you wonder, like, why, right? You meet somebody and you're in this bliss and everything is going great. And then all of a sudden things start to dwindle down, right? Everything has a season and we know that. But there are silent struggles that are occurring in relationships that people just can't get it right.
Mm.
So we're going to go over some scenarios a little bit later and then
Okay.
talk about, why is it that that might be struggling. Somebody might be responding the way they respond, but silent struggles in relationships. Some people might feel frustrated when they don't do something, right? When they don't get to do. Jackie, what's up, baby girl? Big up yourself. Thank you. She said snoring.
Mhm.
All right. So, feeling frustrated when they don't do something. You tell somebody to do something, you ask somebody, your spouse, your partner to do something, and they just don't do it. You have maybe a task, a DIY or something in the house, and you're just cutting the lawn, anything. And you just know that that's one thing that's going to make, one less thing off the list. Is going to enhance the house, enhance how things are going. And the Negro just won't get it done. And you're just like, man, like why? So that's one of the things. And that can cause problems in a relationship. You always have to wait, 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 wait. And yeah, let's start out with that.
Okay, let's
Hmm.
go. So I guess that would be tasks,
Yeah. Hmm.
tasks that are asked to you do, and I think they go both ways.
Hmm.
Pick up the laundry, do the trash, cut
Yeah.
the lawn, you know,
Hmm.
wash the clothes.
Hmm.
But I think that can be solved by just what we talk about all the time as of late,
Hmm.
which is communication.
Yeah.
Instead of giving the task and the response being, yes, I'll do it, have the response be, yes, I'll do it at this time. And then maybe you guys can negotiate on the time frame. And then you can maybe be upset if it's not done within that time frame. I don't know. That's my suggestion. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah. I think sometimes when you give a time frame,
Hmm.
it can cause a problem because when you don't do it within that time frame, then it's like now more frustration will occur, right? But if there's a deadline and there's a hard deadline, it should be done. And then I think that both people should try it and just get do their part. And then that can bring burnout because then you have the other partner now having to do their task plus the task that wasn't done by their spouse or
Mm.
partner, and then it's just like, hey, like what's going on here? I feel like I'm living with a child. I feel like I'm living with somebody that just can't like pull it together, and then that could cause that could cause a rift.
Well, the answer is do the task
Do the task. Let's do
or
the task.
let go
Mhm.
and not do the task
Mhm.
because you're dealing with adults in this relationship.
Yeah.
And maybe you're with somebody that is a procrastinator
Mm.
and just won't do it as fast as you need them to. But in the bigger picture, how important is the task?
Mm.
You know,
True.
if the task is I need to pay $500 on this credit card debt,
Mhm.
and I just take that $500 and buy golf clubs, that's a
Mm.
problem.
Yeah.
Or I decide to take the $500 and go on a shopping spree, that's a problem. But if
Yeah.
the task is take out the trash, and I don't take out the trash, and it just sits there for a while, in the bigger picture, is it really that much of a problem?
Mm.
You
It
know?
becomes a problem, even though it might be okay the first time, second time, third time, but it becomes a problem eventually when you still always have to say the same thing,
Hmm.
as little as it is. And a lot of times, what did they say? The little things make the fox something something. You know
I
that
don't know
little
that one.
saying, the fox. Okay. So it's like the little things, like eventually it gnaws away at you, and one little thing can become something large, where it becomes, well, you always
Yes,
you never do this,
I
and
can see that.
so now I feel burnt out. And then another struggle would be now to that you're not feeling heard, right? Another
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
like, wait a minute, I know you hear me. I know that this things needs to be done, but I'm telling you how I feel, but I don't feel like you're listening to me.
Yeah, I can understand how it can be interpreted, perceived that way.
Mhm.
Um, but I also think that there's a point in time where you have to choose these battles.
Yeah.
Like, which ones are you really going to hold on to?
Mm.
But I totally agree that it is a struggle in relationships. It definitely is.
Mhm.
And there must be a way to work on it.
And that actually leads into another struggle
Mm-hmm.
where it's like you're holding on to past resentments and never letting go of them.
Right.
And then something may come up and then you revert to it and then it becomes a problem all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And those are things that gnaws away at relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's definitely the ability to not be able to let go of things.
Hmm.
And that could be big or small. Like when you talk about it and you come up with the compromise,
Mm.
whatever that is, or the
Mm.
solution, whatever that is,
Right.
you can't bring it up again. But most people will bring it up,
Yeah.
especially if you start to fight. It's like you're keeping score and tabs. So you
Mm.
have to pull everything out of your basket so that you can win. That's what
Mm.
that is. And then,
Especially if it wasn't resolved, though.
especially if it wasn't resolved, sometimes
Yeah.
when it is resolved, but it's not really. It's resolved in your mouth, but not in your mind. It's resolved in your in
Mm.
your in your mouth with your mouth and in your mind, but not in your heart.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Problem.
mm-hmm.
Another problem.
Yeah, for
So
real,
if
for
you
real.
have that in your heart, then that's definitely something that needs to be exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, we talked about this. I thought I was okay with it, but it's still gnawing at me. It's still bothering me.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and I think the solution to that is exactly what the scenario you just played out in speaking. That
Mm-hmm.
hey, we talked about this, but I still have it.
Yeah.
It's still in here. Can we talk about it again?
Mm-hmm.
You know, can we come up with something to help me get over it? Because you have to get over it if you're going to move on. You have to release.
You have to release.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, sidetrack. Pamela's comment said, I'm trying to let go of a set of dishes and a set of silver plate cutlery for over 4 years now. I can't give them away and nobody wants to buy them.
Oh gosh, we have to get them in the right spot.
Donate them. Donate
I
them.
think they're costly.
Yeah, donate them.
This is a lot of money for them.
Donate them.
Oh God.
Donate them to either Goodwill, Salvation Army, but of course, be ready to donate them. And if
Mm.
it means that you're going to donate them and you're going to burst into tears,
Yeah,
okay,
they're a lot of money. They're a lot of money. Those are the
do
old
that. China,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'd say find the right person that you can sell. Find the right store you can
or
sell it to.
or find the right person that you can just give it to. You don't have to donate to
Mm.
Goodwill. You could just give it to somebody. Now, if nobody wants them, maybe, but you said nobody wants to buy them. So maybe
Mhm.
somebody would just want to take them.
Mhm. We got to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll work on that with you again. Duan Bland.
Hey,
Hello, Duan.
Dewan.
How are
We
you?
shouted you out. What's up?
What's up?
Pamela then said the problem takes up residence in your subconscious.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
It takes place in it
Takes
holds on
residence.
to
Yeah.
your head and your heart. All that is connected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's a huge problem. And these are the little things, guys, that you are going. Remember, the whole gist of this show each week is to help you to get through the daily stresses, the daily things that occur in your life. And as small as it may seem, these are small things that become large, that are causing relationships to die, right? So we want to make sure that you are always doing introspection and starting with you. That's another thing. Um, well, that's actually
The next thing?
no, that's actually a thing to do. All right, let's not do that yet. But
Okay.
starting with you is another thing. All right. So another silent struggle, feeling unloved or unappreciative, unappreciative, unappreciated, not feeling that you're appreciated, not feeling that you're loved, then that's going to definitely cause a problem in your relationship. But again, talking it through and making sure that you say it. Hey, I feel like the connection we had last 2 weeks was great, but I feel like something is happening. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's definitely linked to taking things for granted.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Taking small things for granted
Mm-hmm.
even can fester into something bigger because then like you take something for granted that the person does and
Mm-hmm.
then that person doesn't say anything because you don't communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, oh, well, I got away with that subconsciously. It's
Yeah.
not an active thought, it's subconscious. Oh, let me do something else.
Mm.
And it might be a small thing to you,
Yeah.
but you are taking that person or thing that that person does for granted.
Mm.
And then, all of a sudden you're like two ships
Yeah.
in the
Sailing
ocean.
in the
One's going
opposite
north and one's
direction.
going south. And it's like,
Yeah.
what happened? How do we get
Mm.
back? Yeah, well, you took each other for granted. And love languages aside, sometimes we don't actually do the things that the other person needs to feel loved,
Mm.
right? Let's forget the love languages. It
Okay.
can be like just the simple stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like you can see that I worked hard all day, or that I would have worked hard all day,
Mm-hmm.
and I come home and you started cooking. Not like prepare a meal, but at least start.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
something that I might be like, hey, you know what? I had a hard day, but look at this.
Mm.
Or the ability to say, you know what? I had a hard day. I don't want to talk about it. And your partner being in tune with you to know that when you want to talk about it, that you will communicate such, and that right now maybe you just don't need to talk about it,
Yeah. Need to breathe.
and that be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Franklin Mohammed, what's going on, sir? Thank you for joining us on the Positive Forces show. You said two shifts. Yep, yep. When two ships are sailing away. You know what? You know what? When you talk about one's going left, one's going to the right. What happens with that? Then somebody else jumps in on the ship, and you done now caused a
There's an
problem.
SOS.
You done
That's what
you
happens.
done
And then
caused the
ship
problem.
north decides, oh,
Yes,
I'm gonna go
Houston.
respond to this SOS.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then after a while, the two ships come back together because the world is a sphere. So we're both in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
One going south, one's going east, one's going west.
Mm-hmm.
Take a SOS, and we hit each other, and all of a sudden it's the east ship and the west ship and the SOS person. That's a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
So let's not get to that.
yeah. But see
I
how
love
easy though. You
analogies.
see how easy that happens. That can
Yes, it
happen
is.
very easily, guys.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that when you notice that you're shifting, you're going apart, identify that you're shifting. Hey, voice it. Don't just think it in your head because we have a tendency, except especially ladies, we have a tendency of just thinking it. And then sometimes we think it and then we just go out and blame and just blurt things out. But think about what you're doing, think about what you're feeling. All right. And you said he misheard ships. Yes, yes, yes. That's fine. Um Fear of being misunderstood is also another silent struggle that couples are having. They don't want to voice their opinion because they don't want to say, oh man, if I say something, you're going to take it the wrong way. Or every time I try to explain myself, a lot of men will say, it goes south. So might as well just keep my thoughts to myself because it's going to turn out into an argument. That's a no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Franklin said we have to give space for vulnerability. Yes, but that person has to feel safe. You have to feel safe with that person to be able to do that. Because if you become vulnerable to somebody that you don't feel safe with, if they violate your vulnerability, then the next person that comes along, if you're not with that person, you're going to be reluctant to be as vulnerable so soon or even at all, right? So hey, I need you to think about it when you say, hey, I'm feeling like if I say something I'm gonna be misunderstood. Ask your partner to actually stop and listen and listen and process what you're saying before you even get into it.
I am a strong believer
Hmm.
in friendship.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you have really good friends,
Yeah.
like Kimone and I are really good friends. We're
Right.
like more than good friends. We're
Yes.
like family, like sisters.
Correct.
But I know that I can tell Kimone something and she
Hmm.
can tell me something. And
Hmm.
if it's misunderstood, then I can say, well, this is what I mean, and
Right.
vice versa.
Right.
That hardly happens with us. So I also think in
Hmm.
relationships, you should think about the friendship side, because through the friendship side and the ability to not just you're in love with your partner, but you actually like your partner as a person, helps helps you to more understand that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, vulnerability is important. Creating a safe space is important, but also being in a friendship is important so that you like know how you are supposed to approach your partner and vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what another struggle is?
Mhm.
People are not choosing each other daily. Choose your partner every single day. I chose to be with you. And so that's going to take a time of actually reflecting on the relationship that you're in and say, you know what? I choose you today. I love you. I think if we, like you're alluding to people taking advantage of each other because they're just always there. And, so then we take people for granted, really. So
Mhm.
when you take people for granted, then of course, no one's going to feel loved and appreciated like they're supposed to. And if you zone in and actually say, today I choose you each day, that's intentional. And if you're intentionally choosing your partner, you're intentionally having your partner's thoughts, their actions, their well-being in your mind, in your head, then that's going to be a great place to decrease the struggles that happens in a relationship.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
like it. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Franklin said we have to become more competent in both areas. Yeah, which is safe space and brave. Yeah, I think so too. I think that it takes work though, and if you want to be in a relationship, sometimes things are not going to happen as fast as you'd like it to happen, but you definitely have to make sure that you are trying and make sure that both people are doing the same thing so that it won't cause burnout on one party and the other person is just like, hey, well, I have to do nothing because I don't even feel like I should be in this anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say it takes time.
Hmm.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time getting to know someone.
Hmm.
It takes time getting to figure out what your triggers or the other person's triggers are, and then the ability to have that safe space that you can talk about it.
Hmm.
But definitely takes time.
Yeah. Yeah. And the time that's needed for both people should be talked about.
Yes.
It can't just be because I might be feeling like, hey, we're good and I everything is fine, but the other person is feeling like it might be too soon. The other person is feeling like, I still need more time. And then you're always going to have a struggle. It's like going to be a seesaw. Remember seesaws, guys, when you were kids? You need to wait on both sides. You need it to be balanced, right? So we want to make sure our relationships are balanced. If you have something that you're silently going through and you'd like to talk about it, please go ahead and put it in the chat and we'll definitely discuss it because these are real things that are happening, guys. And the only way to really get over it is to talk about it. So
Hmm.
if you have a scenario and you want to share it, go ahead, put it in the chat. Let us know. All right. So yeah, Franklin said we have to become more competent in both areas. You, you, like everything that we do, even in our profession,
Hmm.
people actually take the time to train, right? We go through training, we go through um sometimes we can shadow someone, right? Relationships don't have that.
Relationships don't have that, but they can have that.
But they can have the
They can.
training,
Yeah. You
right?
can have the training. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to marry somebody and you're in a church, most of your pastors or reverends will tell you to go to premarital counseling.
Mm-hmm.
If you are somebody that has some that wants to be in a relationship, but you have some baggage from your past relationships, then that would look like going to get help, someone to talk to with an unbiased opinion
Mm-hmm.
that can help you through what it is that you're feeling and where the root cause of it and where it comes from and how to resolve it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I totally agree with that. It takes training and like parenting.
Yeah.
There's no manual,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're a
Mhm.
first time parent, you don't know what you're doing.
Mhm.
You usually take the advice of other people that have children, some good, some bad, and then you kind of, weigh out what works for you.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, you need to have some training, even if it's like couples therapy
Yeah.
or couples retreats.
Mhm.
Go on a couple retreat. You know, do some. There are books out there that couples can read together, worth workbooks
Mhm.
so that you can work on your relationship from love, communication, name it. It's all
Mhm.
out there.
Mhm. And quizzes that they can take too.
Hmm.
So there are quizzes you could Google it, guys. There are quizzes you can take to find out about your compatibility, and you got to keep that spicy in a relationship. Franklin says, "How often are we looking for a reason to agree with our partner?" Who thinks like that, Franklin? Ding, 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 ding. That's very good. I like that. You're actually looking for a reason to agree. You're looking for a reason and that's what we talked about earlier about being intentional. You know, saying, "Hey, I, I want this to work." Saying, "Hey, you know what? It's not just me; it's both of us. So yeah, I want to support you." And another struggle that someone would be, and he says, "I know we can find ways to disagree, right? But let's find ways to agree." Yeah, I like that. And that's a mental shift in our minds to not just focus on the negative, but to focus on the positive of the relationship, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And that's not easy though, because as humans, we tend to go left into the negative. But if we're like, "Hey, no, 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 let's try to find a positive in this thing here, and let's beat this, let's conquer it, let's sit side by side
Hmm.
and not each other, we can face it together." Yeah, yeah. All right, that's good. That's good. Not sharing long-term dreams and goals that can cause struggles in relationship too. You have one person thinking, "Hey, we're on the trajectory that we said we're gonna go on," and then all of a sudden something else pops up that you didn't know. Wait, I didn't know you were working on that. I didn't know that this was a thing that we were gonna now do. Like, does a relationship have to actually be that detailed where they're telling each other their actual goals?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you do, because you're in a partnership now,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know what this new dream means for your relationship or for your pocketbook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't know.
You don't even know if you're included.
Right. You don't even know if you're part of this dream. And I'm not saying that in a partnership you can't have separate dreams,
Right.
but you need to be able to communicate what those dreams are.
Yeah, man.
I feel like if you are communicating those dreams
Mm-hmm.
and those aspirations and those goals that pop up that you want to try, that can only bring you closer together.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in a partner, if it's with a partner that supports you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's one that doesn't support you, yeah, it's not going to go. But in a real good, committed relationship, each of you has to support each other. So, the person that I want to tell my new dream goal aspiration is the person I'm with.
Mm-hmm.
So I can bounce it off of said person,
Right.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
see, well, is what I'm saying making sense? That's the person you want to share it with
Mm-hmm.
to, bounce the idea off and then figure out how can if it's going to require some type of time shift, financial shift,
Mm-hmm.
a mental shift,
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be discussed so
Yeah,
that you
man.
can come up with a new game plan
Yeah.
because you might need to.
Mm-hmm.
But to be blindsided by a new one,
Yeah. That's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute.
Inconsiderate. You didn't think about
It's
me.
inconsiderate.
Aren't we together in this?
It's
Like,
selfish.
yeah.
You know, the only way that works is if it's some big surprise, like a surprise to go on a cruise.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's something
We're
else.
touring the world and we have the
Right,
money
touring the
for
world.
it.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Hmm. Pamela Forbes says these are some of the things couples counseling helps with. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. They
I
do.
agree, Pamela.
And it's the small things, guys, the small things that we say, "No, I'm okay. I'm okay." Pretending that you're okay. That's also another thing, but you're really not. And a lot of people tend to do that. Suppress their inner thoughts, suppress their feelings, suppress what they really want go along with the other partner, don't say a word, move on with the day, and weeks come on, weeks pass, a month can pass, and then something is said and boom, it's triggered, right?
Yeah,
An
for
explosion
sure.
occurs and you're wondering what the heck just happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, easy, 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 easy. We gotta share the things, even if it's tough. A lot of people don't want to share the things because it's tough.
That
Yeah.
would be like any um fantasy movie I've seen, or most fantasy movies. I live in a fantasy world of relationships, but anyway, I'm also a social observer of relationships. But anyway, that aside, losing your job
Yeah.
and not telling your partner that you did.
Oh,
I
ding, ding,
feel
ding,
like
ding,
this
ding, ding,
happens
ding.
in real life. These
It
are the
does.
things that you can't not
You
share.
have to
So why
share.
not share the small things,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like my coffee with this much milk in it.
Mm-hmm.
Start sharing small things so that
Yeah.
your partner can learn you, and that person can deal and in turn share small things with you, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can get start to share bigger and bigger things as you
Mm-hmm.
navigate through your relationship,
It,
so that if something crazy like you lost your job happened,
mm-hmm.
you know it's not something that you're hiding. Like, I lost my job and I'm just not going to say anything. I'm going to pretend I'm going to work,
Mm. Get dressed.
get dressed,
Get in the
go to
car.
work.
Drive
And
out the way.
and really, I'm just gonna
Out
be
the
looking for another
driveway.
job, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Wow.
No, that doesn't work.
Mm-mm. That's
I
deceitful.
think that in that part of it is not just a fear of how the other person is gonna react, because the other person could really go into panic mode, and some people don't want their partner to go into panic mode.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you know your partner is one that does that, then let them go into panic mode. Let them do it because
Mm-hmm.
they need it.
Yeah.
They need it, and then they
Yeah.
will calm down and come back, and then you can actually strategize what we do next. But to withhold something like that, to withhold anything big like that, is just a no-no. It's not going to work, because now you've entered the world of distrust,
Mm-hmm.
the world of selfishness, the
Mm-hmm.
world of we are not in this together,
Right.
and it's really hard to come back from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's not nice.
No, no, not
That's
at
not
all.
nice. That's not nice. I understand though how
Yeah.
a person can want to not share that. Let me try to find a job quickly.
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
try to make sure that I make the mortgage the next month before, but sharing, because the reality is you have feelings behind losing your job, leaving your job, whatever the scenario is, right? So now you come home, you pretend, you leave that aside, so now you're actually living in a lie,
Mhm.
because now your partner doesn't know how you feel. The partner can't console you. The partner can't say, hey, I understand. Hey, okay, let's see what our plan is going to be now, and that's going to be needed for you to be able to just go ahead and feel more secure in what you're doing. You talk about, hey,
Mhm. Mhm.
person might like extra cream in their coffee. You might say, hey, I actually like chocolate syrup on my ice cream. And you might say that's small, but it's, you get the ice cream with just the nuts on top. You're like, okay, it's nice, it's nice.
You're like, okay. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, it's nice, but deep down
But
inside, you
deep
really don't
down
want
inside,
that.
that's right.
That's withholding information.
Exactly. Hey, you know what? I actually like a drizzle of chocolate syrup on the top. And that's going to even make your meal, your dessert, a lot more enjoyable, right? And wouldn't your partner want to know that, my gosh, I wish you had told me. Look at the chocolate syrup in the refrigerator. And look at the chocolate syrup in the refrigerator. And you know, right?
With
And it's the simple things, guys. And then you might say, well, when I bake your cakes or whatever, I put everything in it. I put everything that you want on it because I love you and I want you to enjoy it. And the person is saying, my gosh, I wish you had given me that opportunity to be that kind to you, right? So and you might just get up yourself and go to the refrigerator and put the chocolate on the top and be like, I wish you had put the chocolate on the top. Like, that dude did not know because you didn't say it.
or you didn't
You
ask.
didn't ask. Yeah. So It's okay to voice your opinion. It's okay to speak and ask for the things that you want. And then if you don't get it, you just don't get it. Then you work around it. But losing your job, that's huge. And not
Hmm.
telling your partner, that's a big deal.
I'm sure there's lots of other big ones that people hide in relationships that they shouldn't.
Like gambling. So
Yeah.
a lot of people struggle with gambling and they'll gamble their home, lose their home, lose their car, right?
Yep. Yep.
For one bet. And
Yep.
then they go home and then they a lot of people commit suicide
Lose your
because they've done
mortgage.
that. People,
Yeah, lose your mortgage and then
unalive
think, oh,
themselves.
you know what? I'm just gonna use my Rolex watch, and you lose that too.
Yeah.
You got a problem.
Yeah, yeah, and then that's a whole nother problem, right? Pamela said, like we have two houses and don't talk about where we're going to live.
I love
Yes, yes,
analogies. That is a
yes.
very good one, Pamela. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, wow, you see, that's why you talk about these things before, because
Yeah.
you could live in, say you're in New York, and you're living in Queens, and then the person that you met lives in New Jersey, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't want to go to Jersey, but the person has a house in Jersey and one has a house in Queens, and then you have a problem there. And it's like, talk about these things at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay? Have you ever thought about living on this side of town? Yeah.
Yeah.
And but
Should we like keep one and move into the other?
mhm,
Which there is a problem that can come from that too, but let's
mhm,
skip that.
mhm,
Are we going to keep one and rent the other? Are we going to sell both and get a new house somewhere else?
mhm.
Those are things we need to talk about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And then when you rent the other, like, who gets the money?
Yeah.
What do we do with the money? Do we now put that money towards our
The
current
new house or what?
mortgage or a new
Hmm.
house?
Yeah.
And you want to talk about these things and be honest and open. And if there's a loophole, if somebody didn't mention something, hey, let's talk about this right here and
Hmm.
talk about
Address it.
address it, because if you don't, problems. All right. So never don't pretend that things are okay when they're not. Red flag. All right. What remember what we don't share, what we don't address, it becomes heavier over time. It's like brushing things under the carpet,
Hmm.
and eventually it will just explode. Pamela Forbes says your partner is not a mind reader. Say what you need to say. Don't wait for the problem to arise
Hmm.
or even get bigger.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So how do we address these problems? Is what we kind of been talking about them, but there are ways that we can address them. And one of the things I started to allude to before was starting with the self, starting with myself. Reflect on how I truly feel. Okay. So we're talking about, say, the relocation. I got my man, and I live here in, say, Snellville, and he lives in Atlanta. And now he wants me to move over to Atlanta. Now I have to consider my job, where my job is. I have to consider my commute. I have to consider, do I even like the house? I have to consider, how did he get the house, right? So these things are now questions that I have to ask him so that I can feel comfortable. Then it's like, wait a minute, why is it that you want to feel comfortable? What about me? And then you're like, wait a minute, now let's sit down and really talk about it. Because all these things can come up. And if I now decide that I won't speak on how I feel, because I want to appease him and make him, happy, then again, what I feel gets suppressed. And then eventually it will cause a problem unless I mold myself to just accept whatever is given.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. I think you said it all on that one. So much so that I don't have much to add
Yeah, yeah, but
because it's true,
mhm,
and it boils down to being honest about how you feel.
mhm.
Even if it turns into I don't like this house because
Right.
of what.
I need more
You can't
closet
you can't
space.
just say I don't like this house. You have to give a reason because
Mhm.
people like to know reasons. You
Mhm.
don't like open-ended conversations.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't like this house because
Mhm.
it's too close to the city.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this house because I don't have enough closet space.
Right.
I don't like this house because I don't like your furniture.
Right.
Can we remove the furniture and start over?
Mm-hmm.
That's a solution.
You bought the house with your former spouse,
Hmm.
and the former spouse name is still on it.
And you still have the master bed that you both shared.
Mm, that's a negative.
Yeah.
Right. So now you got to talk. But I really love this bed, he might say. And she's just like, oh wait, now, come on, hubby. Let's think about this, right?
Yeah.
So now you have to. If you can't find yourself verbalizing it, write it down, put it in the journal, have him read it, have her read it, and say, these are some of the things that we need to just kind of address. And make sure when you're addressing situations that are kind of heavy, you decide on a time. You make sure it's the right time, nice, comfortable time where both of you are not stressing and struggling and even focused on something else. You can call a meeting. Hey, can we have a meeting at 5 o'clock? I really need to talk about something that we talked about earlier that is possibly bothering me. And, I'd like us to address it. And you never know. Your partner might be like, wait a minute, if something's bothering you, we have the time. Can we talk about it now? And let's just address this now. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know you were uncomfortable, right? So start with yourself, reflect, journal, put it down on paper, talk to somebody that you trust, that you're not going to let into your relationship, but you kind of, you can buffer things off and then make sure that you address it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
And in the beginning of this conversation, be respectful.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to do that is by coming from a place of love,
Yeah.
because you'd never disrespect the person that you care about if you're thinking about how much you love this person. This is
Mhm.
just a bump that you need to talk about
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah. 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 And so if you're the person that got asked to talk, be prepared to
You know what, too? I find that for me, it's important that I'm not going into this conversation blind.
listen.
And so I think for some people, some of us out there, we need to know what we're going to talk about before it actually happens. It can't just be, oh, well, I'm going to talk to you about this, and I have no idea what it is.
Hmm.
Or it's disguised as something else. Like I went to a meeting this week
Hmm.
and I was totally blindsided because there was no agenda.
Mm.
So don't do that. Even that in a relationship is important for some people. That
Hmm.
so that each person has time to think
Yeah.
about what it is that you're going to be talking about, and just mentally decompress. And if it is that this topic makes you defensive, then to calm down
Hmm.
so that you're not defensive when you go into said conversation.
Hmm. And if someone doesn't have the time to be able to give you a heads up prior to, and you go into a conversation, a situation, just space and time, gracefully ask to table the meeting. Hey, I'm glad that you said what you said and how you feel, and I heard you, but at this point, like, I need to like reflect on the things that I heard, and I need to be able to come back and talk to you. Even give me about a half an hour. Let me reflect on this. Let me think this through before I say something that is going to be disrespectful. It could be I could say something that's gonna, not really been thought through, and you've thought through it. You've had that time to think through it. Now I need the time to think through it as well. So just give me some time. Let's meet back about this later. And then even between now and later, I might have a question. I'm like, hey, a minute, I'm thinking about what you said. What about ask the question? And it's okay, let me, and then you ponder on it, and then you come back, at a time, and you then talk. I think that's the mature way for individuals to handle situations if it just comes up and you just need more time to research, to think, to really delve into how you truly feel so you can be authentic with your responses. Yeah, and your suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like it.
yeah. So be ready to listen, and let them share their side. Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt them. Let them talk, because it's so easy for someone to say something and you just like, wait a minute now, and they're like, wait, you don't even know where I'm going with this.
To me, that's an argument.
Keep keep it together.
Yeah.
If you have a question, write it down.
Write it down.
Put it in your put it in your notes
Yeah.
on your iPhone,
Yeah.
if you got an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
But put it in your notes. And sometimes, a lot of times, the questions that we have gets answered eventually
In the
through the
conversation.
conversation, or just hearing what the person had to really say.
Mm-hmm.
And then be patient. Be patient with
Mm-hmm.
the person speaking their heart, being vulnerable to you. And even with the idea of what's been said, it might be ridiculous. It might be crazy. Like, what are you saying to me? But find out their why behind it. Find out what they really mean behind it. Like, what really propelled them to have these desires or thoughts or these things that's really bothering them. So find out why.
Yes, I have had conversations with friends
Hmm.
that once I have said the thought that comes out of my mouth, I realize how not ridiculous, but how unlikely it is to happen, if that makes sense.
Mm,
But it's good to be in a relationship with somebody that when you say the ridiculous, quirky things, they don't judge you
yeah.
and that you can be yourself and that they understand you with which only comes with patience and time
Hmm.
and love.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's work. It's work.
But it's good work.
It's good work.
And I think it's so
It's good
rewarding
work.
when it works.
Yeah.
You know, when you take the steps to make it work, when you're
Hmm.
both in it with both feet in and looking straight ahead at each other.
Hmm.
It takes work, but it's
When yeah,
so good
yeah.
work.
If you
It's
love each
so
other,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you love each other, if you don't love each other, then
Yeah, then
it's a
forget it.
task.
If you
Yeah,
don't love it, if you don't even like each other, forget it.
yeah. Mm-mm. That you're not with the right person.
If you haven't noticed, I'm big on like.
But like is important.
Yes,
Like
it
it, we're
is.
mandated to love each other, right? To love
Right.
people. All right.
Like is
So
important.
does so one does everything in the house. We talked about that before. You feel like, yeah, I'm doing the dishes, I'm taking care of the home, I'm taking care of the kids. I don't have time with you. The emotional support is no longer there. I feel like I'm going everywhere. Football practice, I'm doing it all, and I have to work, and you're not helping me. So that kind of scenario now comes with a result in action. So now the person on the receiving end, because they're gonna be like not really engaging you in conversation. Their reactions like to you are gonna be small. They're gonna have little chit chat here and there, but they're not gonna be authentically them. You're gonna see a change in their behavior because there's something on the inside that's really eating them up.
Yeah, I don't have much to say on that one either,
Mhm.
only because it's so true.
Mhm.
And, there are people that want to and love and have the time to do all of that.
Mhm.
And, they hold down the house and the kids and all the PTA meetings and the extracurricular activities, and they still manage to, you know, do some things for themselves,
Mhm.
and your partner, it might look like that person is taking that for granted. But the minute you feel like you're being taken for granted because you're doing all of these things is the time when you should open your mouth.
Yeah.
Even if you're someone that loves to do all of that stuff, that's fine.
Mhm.
If you need like your partner to say, hey babe, I see you're doing all this stuff.
Mhm.
Here is some money to go to the spa.
Yeah.
Here is something to go buy yourself something to show how much I appreciate how much you hold this house and me and our kids down, or how much you just hold us if you have no kids, just you
Mhm.
and your partner. But
Mhm.
for those people that are pleasers, or people that like or think in their head that that is what it's supposed to look like,
Mm,
you need to communicate that, because men or women are not mind readers. You need to communicate that,
mhm,
look, I'm going to do all these things, but I need this.
mhm,
Even if it's like, I'm going to do all these things, I'm going to work all day, and I'm going to do all the stuff around the house, all of it. But I need our time, even if our time is it's just the two of us and we sit to watch a movie. It's just the two of us and we go walk in the park. It's just the two of us and we go walk in the neighborhood at 10:30 at night.
yeah.
Guess what? You have discussed it. You have decided that this is going to be our time to regroup, retouch, reconnect with one another.
Mhm,
And at the end of the day, I think that's what it is. It's the reconnection is lost, and the lack of appreciation.
mhm,
You know, especially if it's a partner that does lots of, sorry about the love languages, acts of service,
mhm.
and the other person is appreciative but doesn't really feel that that is what speaks to their heart,
Right.
right? This is what you know, acts
Mhm,
of service.
mhm,
The other person needs to know, well, to show my appreciation, I need to do this. And that person that's doing all these acts of service, which you chose to do, needs to know, you know what, I'm doing all this, I want to, but I
mhm,
also need to do this one other thing, give a
mhm.
gift, sit down and listen, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So for those of us that want to do all of those things around the house, know that you will have to do more, and
Mhm,
know that you chose to do that, and know that you can change your mind,
mhm,
but it has to be communicated,
mhm.
or else it will never be known. And you'll just be sitting there upset.
Yeah.
And the other
Upset.
person will be wondering why. And
Mhm.
all of a sudden, the other person wondering why is going to be like, screw this junk. I'm stressed. I don't need this.
Yeah. And you're like, whoa, wait, hold on. What?
Right. Right. I
Where
don't
did this
need
come
this.
from?
So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You snap. You snap over the small things. You snap over
Hmm.
the things eventually
Yeah.
because you've.
Yeah. You snap over having to do everything. You
Mhm.
snap over not having to do everything, but this person having an attitude because they have to do everything.
Mhm. Yeah. So now then you have a problem.
Yeah.
Now if you have a spouse that you or a partner you told all of this and they still don't care, they still don't do anything, then Houston needs to be called. There's a problem. If and stage left,
Yeah.
to the left, if you can. So a lot of people stay in marriages and relationships because they can't get out, whether for financial issues,
No, go ahead.
or whatever they feel like just cannot go out. Some they're like, hey, I have kids. I'm gonna stay in this for the kids, or I have parents and family and friends that really think that divorce is not the answer, and I'm gonna stay in it maybe because of my church, for whatever reason, and you're now unhappy, sitting in a marriage for years, sitting in a relationship for years, and you're not fulfilled.
I think some people stay in these type of relationships or marriages out of fear. And it might not be financial fear. It just might be emotional fear of not finding anyone else
Mm.
for the rest of your
Not
life.
wanting to actually go back into the dating
Or
pool,
not wanting
right?
to go back into the dating
Yeah,
pool, or
yeah.
not wanting to do that. But I think,
Mhm.
like to Kimone's point about going inside of yourself
Mm,
first,
mhm.
realizing that you are enough for yourself if you
Mhm.
choose not to be with somebody for whatever reason, and that God is there for you
Yeah.
to take care of all of those empty spaces if you would just give him those thoughts and feelings that you have,
Yeah.
right? And then of course there is I more the more that I watch social media, the more I feel that the financial um not wanting to leave for financial reasons
Mhm.
is becoming more and more obsolete.
Mm.
And the reason I say that is because of COVID, there
Mhm.
are so many ways that people can make money.
Mm.
There's so many ways that people can make money. And I feel like there is a niche for everyone.
Mm.
The
True.
person that does not like to sell can sell without being seen. The
Mhm.
person that's an extrovert
Mhm.
can do that in whatever avenue they want to,
Mm.
and make money. If you don't want to go back out there, there are apps that you can download and just save until you can get out. So I think more and more I'm starting to feel like the financial part is not really a reason. I think that that is steeped in fear that you yourself, your inner self, doesn't think that you can do it for
Mm.
whatever reason. Maybe
Yeah.
you were completely dependent on your spouse or
Mm.
committed relationship partner,
Mm-hmm.
and you haven't taken the time to actually think and say, "Can I do this?" And that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Most people do not move on a dream,
Right.
a thought, a financial stability, getting out of debt, getting out of a relationship, whether it's toxic or not. It could be toxic. It can also be unfulfilling, which doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to be toxic. You're
Mm-hmm.
just not fulfilled. And you don't do that because you lack the inner ability, maybe it's that inner child, to take that step,
Mm-hmm.
that leap of faith,
Mm-hmm.
that you need to step out and try something else.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And that's the scary thing.
it's very
It's
scary.
scary to
It's very
start over.
scary.
It's
It's
scary
very,
to leave what you have. It's
yeah.
scary to go to the unknown when you already know the stuff that you got. Some people are like, hey, at least I know this. I know this dirt that I'm in. I don't want to go back into or go into something new and it doesn't serve me. And it's just like, you know, why?
Yeah,
Steven.
I feel like that again is just fear.
Mm-hmm.
You have to step out. I mean, I feel like that is part of life.
Yeah. And start doing
It's part
something
of
for
growth.
yourself.
Yeah,
Do
it's part of
something for
growth, whether
you.
it's physical, mental, or spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
especially spiritual. It's about your faith and being able to step out into the unknown. I mean, I don't think that we were put on this earth to stay in one place.
No.
I
Mm-mm.
just don't believe it.
And not to be stagnant either.
Mm-mm.
Stephen Hill says, hey, Mama Yola, you guys might
Hey.
not like this reply. For hundreds of years, men have been jerks in relationships, always exceptions. Nowadays, current years, women are now jerks too. It's hard for two jerks to stay together. Hey,
No, I don't dislike. Yeah, we
nothing
don't
wrong with
dislike.
that
Yeah,
at
we
all.
don't
That's the truth.
dislike it at all. That's the truth.
That's the
That
truth.
is the absolute
That's the
truth,
truth.
and we agree with you. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Stephen, and
Mm-hmm.
we agree with you. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that because besides just women being in relationships where men have been jerks, but other things have happened to
Mm-hmm.
women and in the
Yeah.
environment that have made them
Become
jerks,
jerks. Yeah.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like hurt people.
Yeah.
Jerks hurt innocent people. And guess what? That innocent person becomes a jerk. And that person goes on because these people are not really doing anything to fix that.
Right.
They're not doing anything to fix the fact that they don't like people. They're not doing anything to fix the fact that they may be narcissistic, arrogant, selfish, just a jerk. But
Yeah.
yeah, men
Yeah.
and women can be jerks,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. And
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, yeah, we have women jerks too. Women that if a man has enough guts to come up and talk to you, you put him down like a dog.
Mm.
And he hasn't done anything. The only thing he's trying to do is open the door for you and be nice because chivalry is not dead,
Not for everyone.
not for everyone.
Yeah.
So,
Someone say, hey, I can open the door for myself.
yeah, I
You
went
know
to a
what? Close the
conference
door
one
back and let
time.
them go.
Yeah, right. I went to a conference many years ago in
Mm-hmm.
my field, and this one guy, this one man on he does engineer field work, and he was like, when we're out there, we see a female engineer, we want to like hold the door, we want to do this, and this younger engineer woman, my was like, yeah, thanks,
Right.
but this younger woman, engineer too, she was like, no, I can do that myself. We don't need you to do that, and
Mm.
I'm not quite sure what that is.
Yeah. I
I don't
think
know if it's because you're in the workplace
it's a generational
and
thing.
you have something to prove in the workplace. I think the fact that you have gone to school, graduated, gotten your degree, and you have a job is proof enough.
Shifting generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, shifting generation. And yeah, we can talk about that too.
Yeah.
I see where that's definitely a thing. But you know, final thoughts.
Oh,
Let's get
already?
into our final thoughts. It's time, it's time, it's time.
So I'm going to give my speech because I love you guys. Um, it's the final thought time. And this is the time that I dislike the most. Why? Because I love chop, chopping up with you guys, and of course, the hostess with the mostest,
Yes,
Kimmy
yes,
Kim. I
yes.
love chopping it up with you guys, and of course, with the one, I like chopping it up with you too. And so this part usually makes me pretty sad because I could just talk with you guys forever as long as you're communicating with us. It's
Right.
amazing. We love you guys and all your feedback and
Appreciate
how
the
much you
feedback.
you you
Yes.
know try to tune in every week, even if it's for 10 minutes. We love you too. We really appreciate you pushing us to do this because it's you guys that help us keep going.
That's good.
So my final thought is release. Yoli's thought today was about release, opening your hands and releasing your spiritual holdbacks, hiccups, baggage, your mental and your physical things. Start with some small things that you need to release and then start working on the bigger things. And I think that also ties into our topic today. Lots of issues that I think couples have is their inability to forgive, their inability to release, their inability to not be, it's my way or the highway.
Mhm.
You need to be able to, like Mr. Franklin said, to be vulnerable and to create a safe space that you can release these thoughts and past baggage and things that are going on with you, so that you both can move together stronger, brighter, and with more love. So that's my final thought.
Hmm. That's it, guys. Hey, unspoken words, things that you hide on the carpet, things that you don't share, they eventually become a mountain, and it explodes. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you are being served just as much as you want to serve others. Make sure your relationships are free of struggles. How? By communicating with your peer, your partner, your spouse. Just communicate. If you don't know how to communicate, start with what you know. And whatever you know is, let it start with I love you. I love you, and right now I'm having an issue. Start with being kind, but start the conversation. Be bold enough to start the conversation when you're not happy. Be strong in doing so. And if the person says, "Hey, I want to leave," be ready for that too. All right? But whatever you do, be prepared and just try to be a happy you. If you'd like to advertise with us on You Choose Radio or Reggae Global Radio, just give us a call at 404-916-5138 or send us a message through social media. Thank you so much, You Choose Radio family, Reggae Global family. Thanks for being with us each and every week from Saturdays, 4 to 5 p.m., and on Sundays from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Y'all take care of yourself. Everyday Smiles, Marlon, the whole crew. Ross Dugal, we love you. Take care.